we are loaded up, moving out. Gonna get this thing back to the yard at Stockton. Then tomorrow we'll probably take it to a new job. We're taking one 548 out of here and leaving our other 548 up here just in case. But like I said, I think we're done probably up here for the year on cutting logs on the island. I'd say with all it's going to take it a while to dry. I mean, the last few weeks just been terrible wet, and it's really slowed our production down tremendously. So we're going to leave the one skidder up here just in case. And of course, I've got several other jobs bought up here along the river and more to look at. And we've got a plethora of timber up here to cut in the years to come. And I hope to continue buying timber up here. But I'm going to leave one skidder up here, and I can honestly say I'll probably leave a skidder up here for a while. So it's just kind of a good place to go if nothing else is going on. Some of these places up here, if they'll let us try to cut and get logs out, it's a good way just to keep wood going, weather permitting, of course. But yeah, we're taking our good 548 out. We're going to move it to a job not too far from Stockton, over by Humansville, Missouri. We actually cut some walnut off the job last fall, making a turn here. Sometimes I amaze myself with my trucking abilities. But yeah, we're actually going to go move the skidder to a little job of walnut we cut last fall. Cut some pretty good trees there. If you guys remember, watched the channel a lot, it was one of the jobs we'd been trying to buy the trees off there for 20 years or better. Got them bought. Well, now they want us to cut the oak, and there was a few bigger walnut we left. They were in places we're gonna have to pull them. We're like, you know what? We were leaving a lot of walnut anyway. We're like, we're just gonna leave some of these big ones, but now we're gonna go back and cut those bigger ones, and we're gonna cut all the oak off of it, which shouldn't take too long. Then Dad actually bought a little job of walnut not far from the house last week, and we're just gonna wait till they get the corn cut or shelled, which who knows when that's going to be now with this rain. Hopefully it'll dry out pretty fast so I can get in there and get that knocked out. So anytime we got this wet weather, our schedule's kind of a toss-up. It's kind of day by day what we're going to do, what we can get done. Of course, I've got a lot of timber to look at this week as well, so it's that time of year when things kind of start moving. So guys, thanks a lot for following. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I try to get back to everybody as quick as I can. Don't always get to it. I get sidetracked a lot. Railroaded, sidetracked, whatever you want to call it. I know, I hear you. But yeah, be sure to like us, subscribe, check out everything we do at Logger Threads, loggerthreads.com with all our apparel. I'm actually wearing a lumberjack shirt today. I like them, but why wouldn't I? We get a lot of people saying they really enjoy our clothing. So if you've never tried it, check it out. We're pretty confident you'll be pretty satisfied with it. It's all American-made stuff. It's not some cheap Chinese or Walmart thing. It's good stuff. So guys, have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow. Sunday, we're coming up here to pick up a skidder. It's been raining, flooding. The ditch is, this is the old Mayor Dezine channel here, which it's all backwater. It's backed up pretty big. I mean, it's up several feet from what it normally is. So, kind of makes me wonder how big the ditch is this morning in Bates County drainage, which we're going to go up here and find out. At the beginning of all this, we were worried that we didn't get near the rain they projected from the hurricane, which is good. Don't get me wrong, that's good. We've had enough rain. It's rained so much here now that I'm actually pulling the skidder out of here because we're probably done for the year. It's so wet back here, and it's this time of year, you know, when temperatures start to cool down. You know, there's already trees. Leaves are turning on trees up here already, and the beans up here are turning, so there's going to be a lot less water sucked out of the ground by the vegetation because it's fall's upon us. I mean, fall's, I think it's going to be an early fall. I honestly do. Not that I'm a farmer's almanac or a weatherman, but that's just kind of my own predictions. I think it's going to be a early fall. Yeah, the old Mayor Dezine channel here, it's backed up pretty big. So we're going to load a skidder out today. I come up here yesterday to help the guys at the club unload. It's a piece that has to do with their flood control valves. Me and Brandon are actually going to install it for them. And Brandon, he was going to come up here with me yesterday, but he had some things come up, and he didn't make it. Because, you know, he's kind of the brains behind a lot of this stuff we do when it comes to the dirt work side. I mean, I'm just kind of I'm a hired hand when it comes to that. But yeah, this thing I unloaded, I'll show you it here in a minute. It's pretty big. It looks like something off a submarine. And even the guys said it was a little bigger than they thought it was going to be. It's kind of overkill. But let's go up here and look at the ditch, see what it looks like. Pulling up on the bridge here, the ditch. The ditch is rolling. The ditch is rolling. Oh boy, that's up pretty good. That is up pretty good. Now, yesterday when I was up here, they didn't predict it to crest until 1 p.m. today, which there's still some debris floating down the middle of the river here. And I was always told on these rivers, of course, we got several rivers around here and growing up on the river, more or less. You know, hunting and fishing and trapping, especially with my dad and all that, because he kind of grew up on the rivers. I was always told whenever you still see trash floating down the middle of the rivers like that, the rivers are still coming up. In which, like I said, they watch this ditch up here, you know, this area, whole area they call Four Rivers, they watch it pretty hard. Because on the island's right here, of course, in front of us. So this Bates County drainage ditch here, all this water here comes from pretty much the northern part of Kansas. Well, on the south side, you got the Osage, and it's all coming from kind of the southern part of Kansas. So if it rains a lot in Kansas, things get pretty wild here. And all this river dumps into the Truman Lake there at Warsaw, south into Clinton there. I mean, Truman Lake's a big lake. You know, that's what Stockton Lake flows into, is Truman. So a lot of water running down the ditch here. And like I said, we're thankful they didn't get any more rain. The hurricane rain didn't hit us like they thought it would, which we're pretty happy about that. See, this ditch is man-made. They built this back in around 1900, and that's the old Maridazine. That's the old Maridazine River channel where it actually runs in. Easy there, phone. So there's a lot of neat history with this Bates County drainage ditch, and they built it for flood control. And yesterday, and we'll look at the Osage here in a minute, it had the Osage backed up pretty big. That thing runs way out into Kansas. It starts way out by Topeka. I mean, not so much the ditch itself, but the Maridazine River, which, I mean, the ditch is part of the Maridazine. We'll just say that, because you just need to read the history on it, which it's really neat. The Bates County drainage ditch or the Maridazine River, it's really neat history. So hopefully the rain's over, but yeah, we've kind of come to the conclusion that logging's probably about done up here, because we got to be out of here by the 1st of October. You know, it's already the 9th of September today. We've got logs piled up back here everywhere. So our biggest concern is to get out what we have. The logs have been bought and paid for, and like the blocking logs that have not been paid for. That's our biggest concern right now, just get those out, which we'll come back in the spring, start cutting on this place again. Let's go back here and see if we can get hooked up, because I left the trailer up here yesterday. We'll get hooked up, load a skidder up, get on out of here. Well, this is this kind of flood control. This regulates how much water goes in or out of their ponds. I'm going to tell you, this thing's heavy. I mean, this thing is real heavy. When I picked this up with a skid steer, I could feel the back end coming off the ground. So, yeah, this thing's heavy. I think he said it was made out of this stuff here. It's if you can kind of see it, he said it's 5/8 pipe. So, yeah, pretty heavy. Even the guys thought it was a little overkill. They didn't really know what they were getting, but that's what it is. And we'll go down here to this ramp here. They put boats in here, and they sometimes, I think they put a water pump in here too. Of course, there's drain pipe where they drain water out of some of the other ponds over here, duck ponds. So this water isn't really moving. It's moving a little bit, but not much. This is the Osage River here. And I think the ditch has really got this backed up. And it's backed up pretty big, because usually, you know, the water's way out there where the normal level is. So, I mean, you can see it's moving a little bit, but it's not moving real strong. Nothing like the the Marizine ditch over there, or Bates County Drainage, whatever you call it. So yeah, we're lucky that we didn't get any more rain, because we were going ahead and moving all the equipment out to get ready, because, you know, everybody up here is like, oh, she's going to go over the island, she's going to get big, because I guess it floods all this. Just, I mean, on a regular basis. It's not uncommon for this island to be underwater, flooded. It's pretty low out here. Of course, that's all big pecan grove. That's what a lot of this part of the island is. There's just 3 or 4 property owners on the island here. The island's pretty good size, but a lot of it's pecan grove. Of course, there's a duck lake here too, but you know, we're cutting back on down the road here, what they call the boot back there. And that's where we're cutting at. So anyway, we're hooked up. We're gonna go load a skidder up. We're just gonna leave it at the house today on the trailer, and tomorrow we'll try to take it to a job site. But then we'll leave the other skidder here. Probably move the skid steer out this week. As far as putting that thing in, it's really gonna have to dry out before we put that in. And Brandon will have to come up here and kind of look at it and see what we need to do on installing it. So, lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff. Let's go load a skidder.